All right. So our first exercise is going to be a squat and a shoulder press. So what you want to make sure that you're doing when you're doing the squat and press is that you're not going to get pulled over by your band or your cable. So you want to be almost like you're launching off a ski launch. So you're squatting, and then when you come up, make sure you don't stand all the way up because your band's going to pull you backwards. You're going to squat and then still a little bit forward, a little soft in the knees, and then do your chest press. And then we squat, and then we do your chest press. All right, everybody ready?
So.
Here we go. And begin. Press. And press. And press. Good. Shoulders down, chest lifting, a little 45-degree angle. So it's a chest press, Dan, not a shoulder press.
That's what I why were you guys doing the wrong one?
Leave it to Dan. Dan likes to do option D.
Option Dan.
Option Dan.
She said shoulder press, right?
All right, so bend the knees a little bit. Now we're going to alternate pressing. So we're taking the big squat up and down out, but your knees are still bent. Press and press. 10 more seconds. And press and press and press, press and rest. All right, so you might use the same band. You might go a little less. We're moving on to triceps over the head now. So take a little bit of a stagger stance. You're still hinged a little forward, and we're pressing straight up towards the ceiling with those hands. So bend and straighten, bend and straighten. So the elbows stay pretty narrow, hands stay pretty narrow. What you want to avoid is the elbows winging way out.
I'm glad you guys got this one right.
So if you fatigue at all, you might alternate or just take a moment, take a break, and then start again once you've recovered. We have 5 more seconds. And we rest. All right, so we're moving on to a single handle. We're doing some trunk rotations. Now you know your trunk rotations can be big, they can be little, but what we're going to be doing today that's a little different, it's a stagger stance. So we'll start with my right hip is facing my anchor, my right foot is forward, and I've got a tippy toe or just a ball of my foot on the ground behind me. So I'm taking a little bit of the stability out so my legs don't get to do as much. So we've got 2 hands holding across the body. And it's going to be either little or big. So you'll determine what works for you based on your back, really. So if it's pulling on your back to go big, go little. If it's fine either way, maybe do some of each. Now, before we switch sides, switch which leg is forward now. So now my left foot is forward and I continue. This will feel a little different. And it's a short stride. So we're definitely not in a big lunge. It's a short stride. It's almost like doing it on one leg. All right, we'll turn around. Same thing. So my left hip is facing the anchor, my left foot is forward, and then we'll switch halfway. Follow the foot on the ground, and here we go. Big or little, you can let your hips rotate a bit or not at all, depending on whether you're going past your body. If you're going past your body, your hips should move a bit. If you're not, if it's really contained right in the middle, hips can stay still. Core tight. All right, switch your feet. So ball of that foot on the ground behind you, but it's close. It's not a big lunge stride. Not that that's wrong, it's just not what we're doing today. That's a whole different ball game. Most of my weight is on that front foot. And we rest. All right, so we're moving on to some dumbbell work. So you're going to need 2 dumbbells for a single-legged deadlift in combination with a single-legged back lunge. So 2 dumbbells. If you need a little assist, you could leave a tippy toe on the ground, almost like you just did with the trunk rotation. Otherwise, you're hinging forward. Try to keep hip bones both facing the ground. If you need to put your tippy toe down before you do your back lunge, that's fine. But here's what it's not. Deadlift, lunge, okay? That's not it. It is 1 deadlift, I finish it, 1 lunge, and then I go back to the deadlift. All right, let's go. Head up, chest up, no rounding of the spine. If you need a little assist, put that tippy toe down. So that would look like this. Hinge forward, and then step into the back lunge. If you don't need help, foot off the ground, finish the deadlift, then you do the lunge. Try to get both hip bones facing the ground as best you can. And of course, Dan's adding his bicep curls in. Option D.
She said bicep curls, I'm pretty sure.
So a lot of work happening in the back of your standing leg. Glute and hamstring, hopefully. If you're feeling it in your low back, you're probably rounding your spine, or you're locking out that knee that you're standing on for the deadlift, or maybe it's too heavy weight-wise.
Or maybe you're still working on your balance.
That's true. All right, let's switch to side number 2. So again, if you're feeling it in your back, try bending your knee more on the deadlift. If you're still feeling it in your back, make sure you're not rounding your spine in any way. And if you're still feeling it in your back, lighten up your load. Having trouble with the balance, don't be afraid to leave a tippy toe on the ground for the deadlift. Head up, chest up will help with your balance. When I learned to ride a motorcycle, one of the cues my teacher gave me was, don't look down. You're gonna go where you're looking. So if you're looking down, guess what? You're going down. Keep your eyes up, head up, chest up, core tight, and we rest. So we have alternating shoulder presses. We can stand on both feet for this first one. Let's let the whole balance thing go. So knees bent. Now we're doing shoulders, Dan. Don't do chest.
Now chest.
Alternate those arms. So they pass each other, back and forth, back and forth. If you need a little less, finish one, and one kind of rests on your shoulder, and then you go with the other. But otherwise, they kind of pass each other. Continual movement. Palms can face forward, they can face your head or something in between. Do what feels good in your shoulders. Rest. All right, set those weights down. So I'm going to suggest skater hops. If something else works better for you and your body to elevate the heart rate, go for it. Skater hops, of course, are just side to side, landing with a bent knee. Here we go. Side to side. And again, if your knees don't like that, oh gosh, look at us. It's like we planned this. We're like one of those fancy groups. We need to get a TV channel, a cable show for sure.
Do it.
Come on, Dan, don't mess up.
I'm not.
Stay with us.
I'm just thinking of the 80s advertising videos. You got me doing this.
5 more seconds and rest. Good job. And then we'll come down. We have mountain climbers, hands on the floor, hopping if you can hop. That doesn't work. Knee drives. If you're really tired, maybe just hold the plank, but let's see how it goes. Hands and toes, hop, hop, hop if you can. And again, if that's not working, drive the knee and don't hop. Core super tight. Neck long. Keep your posture. If you get tired, just hold the plank for a second, or you can rest. Don't worry about it.
Are we playing?
Only if you're tired.
On your chest, I think.
10 more seconds, guys. And rest. All right. Whew, we made it through round number 1. Grab some water. And then we will go back to our first one, which was that squat and what kind of press? Chest press. So you could double pulse the squat. You could double pulse the press if you needed a little more. Remember, you're like I'm launching off a ski launch here. So down, maybe double pulse, maybe double pulse the press. If you're double pulsing the press, it's kind of in the middle of that range of motion. Not really doing that much if you do it way out here. So kind of in the middle of that range of motion. Five more seconds. Okay, rest for a moment. Now we can do that same, just alternating press. How you can make it harder is to press both arms out. One stays out while the other one goes. So that means that one that's out is still working. Good. That's too much. You just do what you did before, which is one finishes, the other one goes. And you can go as quick or as fast or as slow as you'd like. So it could be more like a quick punch if that's what you'd like. Oh, we're so close. 5 seconds. Woo. And rest. All right. We have triceps overhead. You're starting to fatigue. If you feel like your form is going, maybe lighten up your load. You're better off to go with less and keep your form. So arms overhead like you're diving, elbows next to your ears, and then we bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Press. Keep your elbows in pretty tight. Don't let your arms go behind your head. If you do that, you're going to be putting too much stress on the shoulder joints. Remember, you could double pulse if you need more, or you could alternate if you needed a little less. 5 more seconds. Rest. Okay, we have stagger stance. This time we're going to make some circles like the face of a clock with our arms. So up and around. So if my right hip is facing my anchor, I'm going counterclockwise. So whichever foot you want to put forward is fine. You're going to switch it halfway through. So making a circle up and around, counterclockwise if your right hip is facing your anchor. Switch your feet, keep going with the arms, same direction. Arms, I should say, not arm. 2 arms. Okay, now we go to side number 2. So now we're going clockwise. If your left hip is facing your anchor, and again, whichever foot you want to put forward is fine. I'm just going to switch it partway through anyway. And we're holding the hips very still on this one. So Ronit, hold your hips as still as you can. Okay, very isolated. So we're working anti-rotation in this circumstance. Switch your feet. I know, it's so much more fun to throw those hips in, right? Like do the little salsa move while we're doing it. Way more fun. And we rest. Okay, we are back to that single-legged deadlift and single-legged back lunge. Just gonna show you real quick. If you are just absolutely no way, Jose, not working at all, you can hang on, in which case you'd hold on to the wall. Let's say with your right hand, and I'm standing with my left foot, you'll hold on to just one dumbbell or kettlebell. You'll hinge forward, all the way back up, and then you'll take your lunge. So you just hold on to one dumbbell or kettlebell instead. Looks like Ronit is going down that path. All right. Okay, go. Make sure you finish the deadlift and then you do the lunge. Now, if you want more, double pulse, either portion of this, deadlift or the lunge. Check in. Make sure you're feeling it where you want to feel it. That's going to be back of your standing leg and maybe your glute. Not so much the back. Your back is a stabilizer, but it shouldn't be getting really fatigued. If it is, remember what I said. Make sure the standing leg is soft. Make sure you're not rounding. Maybe you need some support. A toe on the ground or hold on to the wall. Oh, we're so close. 5 seconds. Rest. And we'll do side number 2. Right to it. When you get there, go ahead and start. Remember, you can double pulse. Either portion. Maybe just one or the other. I think Ronit's wall moved back there.
Is it time for somebody to run down the road, loosen her load?
Keep your head up, chest up. 5 more seconds. Rest. Okay, alternating shoulder presses again. Now I'll show you a way you can make this harder. There's always, of course, the chance of putting the foot up so you can do a little more balance work. That's one way. The other way is to push both arms up. One stays up. So that top one is always working. So I'm going to do both of those. You guys can do what you want.
I'm doing chest.
All right, so I'm going to stand on one leg. I'll let you know when you're halfway in case you're choosing that one-legged version. Now, if you're like wobbling all over the place, put a tippy toe down, or maybe one-legged variation is not for you today, and that's fine. So we are halfway. So if you're on one leg, it's time to switch. And if your arms are getting too tired to do this harder variation, go back to what we did before. Pass the arms, or one finishes, it comes to the shoulder, and then the other one goes. So choose the appropriate variation for 5 more seconds. And maybe that means you need to take a break. Rest. We'll all rest. All right, we're back to skater hops or something else. If skater hops don't work for you, Dynamic Dan, you can do something else. I'm adding an extra hop though.
What?
So it's gonna go like this. You can take it or leave it. Let's go.
Oh, man. Challenge has been thrown.
Do what's appropriate. If your knees don't like this, don't do it. Daring Dan.
I think they just wanted to see me do a little dance. with it.
That's it.
I think so. Okay, rest. I just did something weird that last time. I'm not even sure what I did that last time. Back down to the floor, mountain climbers, or whatever works for you. 45 seconds, hopping, not hopping, holding a plank, your choice. Let's go. Yeah, you could also do jumping jack feet. That's another option. Just trying to work the core, the legs, and cardio all at the same time. Getting a lot of bang for our buck. But if we're really exhausted, just hold the plank, right? Or take a break.
We're going down dog.
Or go into down dog. 10 seconds. Come on. And rest. Okay, we made it through round number 2. Last time. So on this last one for our squat and chest press, I'm going to give you the option to do it one arm at a time. So the only thing that does, so what that does is it really challenges your core. When I've got just one side and I'm not holding on to the other one to balance me out, I have one side trying to twist me back. I've got to keep all of this super tight so I don't twist. This doesn't work for everybody. If your back doesn't like it, don't do it. So take it or leave it. I'll let you know when you're halfway. We're still doing that squat and press. And yes, you could double pulse either portion. So don't let your body rotate if you're taking this option. And you can absolutely do the one we did before, which was both arms. You'll notice, again, my body's trying to twist to the right, but I'm not letting it happen. And that makes me work my core real hard. Let's switch sides. Right to side number 2. Double pulse, maybe, maybe not. No rotation. Good. Okay, so go ahead and grab both handles again. Now, if you were doing the last one with both arms at the same time, you'll do exactly what we've been doing, which is to just alternate those arms. Remember, you could press both out and then one stays out. If you were doing one side at a time, you're gonna do one side at a time. Option to press both out and then just one side goes. Now, if that doesn't work, leave the other one back. Okay, so you're either going one side at a time, go ahead and start, or you're alternating. That one that's out there is still working. All right, switch sides. If you are doing one side, it's time to switch. 10 more seconds. You got this. Both sides working really hard. And rest. Okay, that's a killer. Triceps, last time. Overhead, elbows in tight. Here we go. Press, press, maybe double pulse. Press, press. Woohoo! No bingo wings around here. Heck no. Alternate if you start to fatigue. Bingo, bingo, bingo. 5 seconds.
Mine too. Shut up, Tricep. You're okay.
Rest.
Buddy.
Woohoo! Okay, last time we have circles, but like you're stirring a pot of soup. So hips do stay still again. We're gonna take that staggered stance, whichever foot forward is fine. And then we'll switch halfway through. So out and around, out and around. So make sure it goes away from you first and then circles through. Circle, circle. Other direction, other foot, excuse me, not other direction. Switch your feet. Keep going that same direction, out and around, out and around. Drop your shoulders. Now other direction, turn it around. Out and around on this side as well. Switch your feet. Keep going with those arms. Rest. Okay, we have one last set of our deadlift lunge combination. If you're tired, maybe you back it off and support yourself with a wall or a tippy toe. If you need more, you can up the weight or double pulse. Here we go. We're at a bicep curl. As you can see, it's slow and controlled. We're not rushing through this. You have 45 seconds. You can get quite a few reps in 45 seconds. You don't need to rush it. Form is key. Switch sides. Go right to side number 2. Good. Standing leg is soft. Don't lock it out. That's for a bunch of reasons. One, as I mentioned earlier, it can come into the low back if you lock out that knee. And 2, we're finding many people are really overstretching their hamstrings these days because they think, oh, my hamstrings are tight. I gotta lock out that knee and stretch it really far. The body does not like that. Keep it soft, feel the stretch, but don't overdo it. Rest. All right, we have those alternating shoulder presses. Remember your options. You can stand on one leg. You can stand on both feet. You can alternate, pass them, let one rest, or the hardest version, arms go up, one leg up, and then we go. Okay, I'll remind you of your options. So this is the hardest version. I could do that with both feet on the floor. Okay, I could let them pass like that. I could actually let one rest on the shoulder. Time to switch feet if you've got one up. So choose what's right for you at this point, knowing you're almost done, but you have a little bit more to go, so don't get sloppy. 5 more seconds.
Who chose this weight for me?
Oh my gosh, rest. Okay. All right, so you can do regular skater hop, you can add your hop, or you could hop, touch the floor, hop, touch the floor. Take it or leave it. Let's go. Or you can do a combination of any of these. Yep. You could go quick
Oh,
or slow. Oh, we've got this. Oh, we're so close, guys. So close. 10 more seconds. Here we go. Come on, come on. We got it. We got it. You got it. So close. Rest. Last set of mountain climbers. This is it. Let's do this. Your version. Begin. Keep going. Rest if you need rest. Start again when you can. Ten more seconds. Rest. Woohoo! You did it. All right. High five. High five. High five. All right. Don't forget to stretch, guys. Good work. Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Dan.
Good job, guys.